I have to tell you that standing up here and hearing the chorus of heavenly baby gurgles out here in the congregation is a wonderful thing on a Christmas Eve night. It is a blessing to have so many children in our midst. Tomorrow morning or tonight, if you're one of those people, we will gather with friends and family to open gifts. Some of you without young children or grandchildren will enjoy a leisurely morning filled with coffee and restful, quiet gratitude and thanksgiving. The rest of us will be up in the pre-dawn darkness, present opening completed before you even get up. As you might expect, as I hope you would expect, I love Jesus. I love these Christmas Eve services, but I'm also a very pro-Santa pastor. I love Santa. I love presents. I love both the giving and the receiving. So as I was considering this gift that is the Christ child this year, it made me think a little bit about presents and gifts that come with this season. In particular, I was thinking about those perfect presents. You know, the one that you open, and when you see what's inside, you think to yourself, this person knows me. They know my heart, my soul, my dreams, and they took all of this intimate knowledge of me and somehow wrapped it up and put it under the tree this year. It's just the most perfect, most thoughtful gift. And you can't help but look across the living room at that person, and you're welling up a little bit. You're not crying, but you're glistening, and your voice will catch a little bit, and you say, you, and then you just mouth. It's a real Hallmark Christmas movie kind of moment. My wife Denise will get one of these tomorrow, I'm sure, from me. She will give me several in return because I am a gift-giving ninja. It feels really good to give or receive one of those perfect presents. But then there's the other side of the coin, isn't there? You open a gift and all eyes are on you because you take turns like civilized people. Everyone is staring at you. And you have to act like this is the perfect gift, when in actuality, you wonder if this person has ever even met you before. This wasn't on the list. This wasn't on anyone's list. But everyone's looking at you, and you need to give an Oscar-worthy performance of how much you love these crocheted piggy pot holders that Aunt Lisa gave you for the second time in 2 years. In my 41 years, I have given some Oscar-worthy performances. But I can tell you that my oldest daughter, Maggie, has no game face on Christmas morning. As a younger child, she's 13 now, she's gotten a little bit better, but when she was little, she used to just stare blankly and say, I love it. It's so amazing. When she looks over at her mother and me and with that look of quiet desperation, and we just mouth, say, thank you. As we consider the story of our Savior's birth 2,000 years ago, I can't help but think that those who saw and experienced and heard about this story might have had a reaction similar to Maggie's. So this is the Messiah? This just isn't quite how we imagined this. Did you even look at our list, God, of what we were asking for? I mean, this baby checks off some important prophetic boxes, no doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. He's adorable. I can understand why you would think we would want this. But God, do you even know us? This isn't what anyone was expecting. This is a story filled with teenage mothers from backwoods towns and the armpit of nowhere. It's a story of a near-miss honor-killing, contemplated divorces, arduous 90-mile trips on foot, censuses, taxes, emperors, a couple of newlyweds turned away, most likely not from an inn, but more likely from their own relative's guest room. Why? because they were full up with Joseph's relatives in town for the census. And they probably weren't altogether sure about this whole story about Mary getting pregnant. And they looked at Mary and saw, she looks like she's about to pop, but if she has a baby in here, all of us are going to be ritually unclean. But we're not heartless people, Joseph and Mary. They say to this young couple, you know what? You can sleep in the garage. The garage. Likely a limestone cave below the living space, or a lean-to attached to the side of their home. Just a space that allows animals to get out of the weather. And then, this is where they hunker down for the night. This is where Mary gives birth to a child. Can you imagine walking out to your garage or your carport, and there's your niece or granddaughter having just delivered a baby? Right there next to the lawnmower and the leaf blower and the boxes of Christmas decorations. And then, as if that weren't weird enough, a bunch of random guys just show up there at the garage door. These aren't your neighbors, your friends, your relatives. They're just a bunch of shepherds. Shifty, lowlife, no good shepherds. Third shift shepherds at that. They smell like sheep, and one of them leans into the carport and says, "Can I hold your baby?" No, you cannot hold the baby. This baby was born on top of an oil stand on our garage floor. You can't see him. But some angels told us you had a baby. Good news for all people, great joy. Can I see your baby? Well, if an angel said it, we're going to call him Jesus. You want to hold him? This is a strange and bizarre moment that illustrates for us that the nativity scenes and creches that we have that decorate our home and our altar table tonight were clearly designed by men. The Christian writer Sarah Bessey wrote that if these were designed by women, they wouldn't be so immaculate. We wouldn't sing songs about babies that don't cry. We wouldn't mistake quiet for peace. We have created images, both tangible and those in our mind, that illustrate the sacredness and the seriousness of the incarnation of the God being made flesh, and it requires us to put on an eternal Instagram filter. We have rubbed the historical lens with Vaseline. We've softened the lighting. All this to make it look like the perfect gift we were expecting. But no new moms, no new dads look like this. Not 2,000 years ago and not today. As a pastor, I get the joy of going and visiting with young couples as they welcome a new baby into the world shortly after that baby is born while they're still in the hospital, and those babies are adorable. But their parents look rough. Unshaven dads in college t-shirts and pajama pants. They didn't even do anything but be supportive, and they look horrible. New moms, sleep-deprived, their bodies and spirits recovering from bringing new life into the world. They are weary, they are tired, they are exhausted, overjoyed, beautiful, but rough. Bringing new life into the world, whether it's your child or the Prince of Peace, it's not quiet, it's not easy, it's not sterile. It's scared and excited parents. It's tears and blood. It's anticipation and longing to hear that first cry from new lungs. And so it was 2,000 years ago. And this new little fragile life wasn't wrapped up in purple satin befitting the king that he was to be. No little crown headband. No scepter rattle. No golden fleece diaper. Just strips of cloth, swaddled in what was available to them, laid in a rough-hewn stone cattle trough, surrounded by animals and the most unexpected of guests. This isn't the gift that any of them were expecting. But then again, sometimes the best gifts never are. Because sometimes it's not what we want, it's what we need. And the most unexpected is enough. It's a gift for all of us. Good news for all people. For shepherds and for wise men. For those who gather tonight in deep faith, and for those of you brought here against your will. For those who see this birth as a cornerstone of your faith, and those who see this as a legend or a fairy tale. For those who gather here because they are in desperate need of just a little bit of hope. That God might still work in unexpected ways. That God might still love you in the middle of the mess. This is a story that reminds us that this is enough. It may not be what we wanted, but it's what we've always needed. Let us